And in the future, we're going to be just right down the hall over here, okay? Just, where we normally have our meeting. So we feel privileged that we got this grand ballroom today. And just wanted to introduce our guest speaker from Missouri City Police Department, Sergeant Howard. Okay, come on up, Sergeant Howard. Tell us what's going on in Quail Valley.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Again, I'm Sergeant Blake Howard with the police department. And I don't know the last time someone was here. I know Sergeant Abear, the one who is, Mike, Sergeant Abear, who is responsible for you all's HOA. He is in hospital. Oh well, I'm sorry. He's been released, so he's recovering. He's doing a lot better. So we're happy for that. So we'll be filling in for him until he gets back on his feet. But other than that, I pulled statistics from January, from the beginning of the year until just yesterday. Well, I'm sorry, until March, through the end of March. And you guys only had 19 calls for service during that amount of time. And to be honest with you, out of those 19 calls, we had no report numbers generated for them. And they range from alarms to suspicious activity, civil standbys, and welfare checks. And somebody left their door open. But that was the gist of what went on in your neighborhood. Nothing strange, nothing to be worried about. Let me see.
Awesome.
There was one, looked like in January, a motor vehicle theft, but that was taken care of as well. So, but other than that, that's it. Anybody have anything? Any concerns? Yes, ma'am. 19 from January till as of yesterday. I pulled the stats yesterday, so yes, ma'am.
Is that a lot? Because it
Well,
seems like it's very high.
Well, I'll tell you this: it's some neighborhoods get 19 calls a day. So if you guys got 19 calls in the course of 4 months, I'm okay with that.
No, I'm just
Okay.
surprised. I don't remember it ever being that high.
No, that was like alarms.
Yes, it's alarm. Somebody alarm went off at the house. One suspicious activity, civil standbys, traffic stops, all those things. I got all the information that was in your all's neighborhood. So it may seem like a lot, but some of them are pretty much nothing.
Nothing serious.
Yeah. So,
All right.
any other questions, concerns? Okay. Well, as you guys know, we are, if you didn't know, we are hiring. We have 13 open spots. So if you know anybody that's interested, they need a job or something like that, send them over. Come on, we'll take you.
I'm tired of
That's-
you.
We got a retired HPD right here.
Right. Well, come on, we'll love to have you back if you want to come.
He's only 35 years old, but he had a rough life.
We'll take you if you want to come back. Other than that, I was just about to speak.
For a long time.
If you guys didn't see yesterday, we did our swearing for Chief Troy Fenner. He's going to be the new chief for us for a while, and we're looking forward to that. Right now, like I said, we have 13 openings. So if you do, you know anybody, send them our way. And that's about it. That's all I have. Anybody else? Any thoughts, concerns?
It seems like a lot of openings.
So yes, there were. We had more than that. We had about 30. So we have been chipping away at it over the time, and it's gone down to 13 right now. And we have some applicants that's going through the process right now. So that could be in the next couple of months. That could be a smaller number. So we're working at it. Steady chipping at it.
It's growing.
Yes.
We're going houses all around
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I need more police.
We
and
need
fire.
more. We need more. We need more. So, but and
Population is growing.
it is. It is. It is. So, but if that's it, I will.
Okay.
Can I try?
For coming.
Have a cookie and some coffee.
I,
anyway.
I sure will. Thank you very much. All right.
Our next guest speaker is Sergio.
Come on, Jennifer.
He's going to give us the update from the restaurant, the golf course, and everything else.
All right, this is Jennifer Kirkpatrick. She is the food and beverage director. I made her come up here because I'm a little shy.
Oh, that's
I
not
don't,
true.
And I'm Sergio Salazar. I'm the general manager. Welcome back. You guys wanted to go in a small room. We're like, no, man, this is important. We're going to put him in the big room because we're going to start dancing a little bit later. We're going to dim the lights. There you go, Barry Manilow. Oh, Mandy. That's funny. Thank you. Oh my God, that is so funny.
I think that was his wedding song.
No, that is so funny. Thank you. She asked me to talk, and she asked me if I would speak at this, and I was like, yeah, but I've got some demands like most important people. I need a 6-pack of Diet Coke, I need some Pop-Tarts, a jar of Marciano cherries, and I want Barry Manilow to be played as I walk in.
Oh my gosh.
So that's awesome. Thank you. This is the first time ever, so thank you.
It was fun.
Well, good. First of all, thank you all for being so patient. I know that you wanted to come back here, and it's been hard for us. We've been trying to manage as best we could. I wanted you to meet Jennifer. She'll stick around. She'll be in the office after we leave. If you ever want to talk to her, she's very approachable. She's awesome. I mean, just really fortunate that she was here when I got here. Very fortunate we have a good team. So I'm just going to run down some things that you may have seen, may have heard, and then you can ask me some questions, and I'll just try not to bore anybody with details. But so over there by the driving range, you may have seen a pavilion being built and some work being done. What that is the First Tee program. I don't know if you're familiar. It's like people, underprivileged children who are not able to play golf. They practice here 3 times a week, and they have for a long time. Our LGA and other people raised $250,000 over many years, and they had this vision of building a golf course and stuff. And then we spoke to them about how we could utilize this money now. And so what they did, what we came to agreement on, is building a pavilion, which is right there, so that when the kids get here, they don't have to be in the beating sun, or when the parents get here, they can watch their kids, in shade, or they can have some classes in there. And then they're building another putting green right behind it, so they have their own dedicated putting green when they're there. Plus, we improved the sand trap for those people who don't play golf, another practice area. And so it's going to be a really good facility for them. When they're here, they're going to get use of that dedicated space. When they're not here, our residents and our customers can utilize it as well. So we're really excited about that. While that's down, we built another putting green behind the clubhouse. You may have seen it. It's like 7,000 square feet. Since that is down, we're trying to speed that up and trying to open that. We were going to try to do it this Saturday, but it probably is going to be a week from Saturday. So until that's built, everything can be used here. And then once this is done, it's going to be an awesome facility. Instead of having one bad putting green, we're going to have 3 really good putting greens. And so it really elevates the property as well. I am also negotiating, not that you guys care, but we're negotiating for new golf carts. So try to class up the place, because I don't go in no cheap rides. Boom. So anyway, Quail Valley Golf Course, obviously been renovated. 11 new lakes have been added for retention ponds. We've had some issues around your property over here. I think we've gotten that done. Number 18 is still a source of concern, and the city is putting in another $50,000-$60,000 to make sure that it drains better, to make sure there's a bigger culvert on the side, so you don't have erosion on the end. As far as the clubhouse, we had a lot of delays, a lot of supply chain delays, air conditioning, windows, and stuff like that. So we're hoping, I'm not supposed to give a date, we're hoping in July to be open. In the meantime, the Blue Bonnet Grill is open downstairs. It's open until 6. Once the clubhouse is open in July, one of the questions we get is, will we stay open? We will stay open later, for sure on Friday and Saturday, and then we'll just play the rest by ear. But then the Blue Bonnet room that's downstairs will become another banquet area. This will be a banquet area. We have another banquet area in Azalea that seats 60 people. So all told, the restaurant downstairs, which used to seat like 60 people, I'm told, will seat about 140, 150?
About 160, yeah.
About 160. So anyway, we're getting a lot of inquiries. Cindy, who's in banquets, who sells the spaces, and Jennifer does as well. She's over there. We've been doing really well, but it's been kind of difficult. It's hard to tell a bride to come in here when there's only one elevator. So once that opens up, it'll be good. So I think that's, I touched everything. The food has been, the menu will get expanded. We want to start with a small menu to make sure that we can ensure quality. And she's done a really good job with that. I've gained 15 pounds in the last 3 months. And it's a true story. Because I stopped exercising, I don't worry as much. And so, but I've got to start doing that. So I'm going to start smoking some cigarettes, and I think the weight should just come right off. So anyway, that's all I have. Jennifer, you want to add anything?
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Saturday, the club provided sandwiches for the
Yes.
garden club
Yes.
friends.
That was her.
It was excellent.
Oh,
Good.
good.
They went so fast.
Oh, I'm happy.
So good and so appreciated.
We were so tired, we needed that.
Well, that's
You
good.
guys did a great job. That's a really
You-
fun event, so I'm glad we could help.
Lovely of you to do it. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
She's
No
thoughtful like that. If there's anything thoughtful, go to her. If you want something that might hurt your feelings, ask me. So anyway, no, thank you for saying that, because we don't get a lot of good comments. We usually just get very few people come in my office to say, hey man, you're doing a great job. Actually, no people ever come in my office to say that. So
You're doing
anyway,
a great job.
I appreciate it. No, thank you very much. Yes, sir.
I love your humor.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good job. And is that the opening July of 2027?
Oh, why you, come on, I thought we were getting along. I thought we were bonding. No, I know. And don't say July, because people will get mad at me like the
I'm
people.
saying summer
It will be
2026.
summer.
While it's still hot.
I would bet everything by the end of August.
And once it's open, can we have a cake party with a dance and like you were saying?
If you're gonna buy the keg, yes,
Or if you're gonna lead the dancing.
exactly. Because I don't do the bunny hop from the back.
Did you have a?
Yes, ma'am.
It's really pretty, but the water hazards, we just call it ditch, because you've had water and that's seeping, it seems, but this big rain now has pulled up higher than it's ever been.
Right.
So what's going on with that?
Well, that's kind of the intent. I mean, the reason they added all these lakes was to retain water. So it is good. Now, as far as the level, like number 16, and I'm glad you mentioned that, number 16 lake and number 1 lake, they added 11 lakes. Those 2 lakes weren't holding water. So one of the things that happens, and I was not aware with this, and I'm not a lake guy, but apparently what they do is they make the bay, it's not like in the north where you need liners and stuff. They do this clay thing where the clay gets solidified and then it creates its own sealant. But apparently if it's not, some areas, it doesn't seal right away. It requires more and more water and then it solidifies over time. Number 1 was not holding water. We filled it with water. I want to say we filled it on like Wednesday, and then the same thing happened, and it did rise. Now, as far as the banks on number 16, I will tell you that we just signed it today, actually, because we're having some issues. But number 16, we are hydro mulching the high side by the houses, and then on the other side by the golf course, we're adding about I won't tell you pallets because it doesn't matter. We're adding about 4 rows of sod along the line because the lake there is going to be lower, but we're going to make it look so it swells up, but there's grass that comes down to the lake level, if that makes sense. But right now, because there's no grass, it looks emptier than it needs to. Yes, I didn't design that either. That was probably her. the chick who gives away free sandwiches.
So that,
Yes.
so that bulkhead on number 16, that's ours, right? At the end of Oakmont, Trudy? Yeah. Anyway, that bulkhead, the water will come up to, it needs about 2 more feet
2 more feet what?
to cover where the water was before.
Okay. It's interesting you say that because I have a meeting on, today's Tuesday. I have a meeting, I think Friday. Friday I have a meeting to discuss that bulkhead. Is that yours or is that ours? That's ours, right?
Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah.
It's on the house, those houses.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Not
ours,
us.
the one by the green.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
That's yours.
so we're gonna have a discussion about that on Friday. I'm meeting with, the city engineers to discuss it. I don't know anything about it, but they
There's
know
like
it's a
bunch of
concern.
Loose boards and stuff, looks like
No.
it's falling apart.
No, it is a falling apart. So, no, they have that on their radar. So the things we're talking about, but they're different people. So, actually, all three of them are different people. So I've been talking to people about the pond with something, and then we're talking about this swale on number 18. That's a different engineer. And then we're talking with the bulkheads, we're discussing it with the city engineers and something else.
Okay.
So, anyway, those are all, and just so you know, my email, I didn't bring any cards because I do this on purpose. It's kind of a scam. I say I forgot my cards when but I have cards over there. I can bring them. You know what I'll do when I leave here? I'll get some cards and I'll drop them off on that table. So when you leave, you can grab a card. Just email me if you have any concerns, but make sure that you tell me your address. Because if you don't tell me your address, I have to go on Google Maps to pin it to figure out where it's at. Because I don't know any streets. I just know holes.
You just
So,
know holes.
yeah. So I mean, but if you do that, I will get back to you. It's kind of talked to Jennifer about several things. You know, I've had some residents who are really upset. I have nothing to gain by not having good drainage or not having bulkheads or not having lakes that fill. I have nothing to gain by it. And we have a lot of pride. I mean, I do joke around, but I take this really seriously. And we want to work well. And if anybody here calls me because there's a tree that they need trimmed, I'm gonna go up there and tell you, no, I'm not gonna do that just because it's a good view, or I'm gonna take it down if it's a problem. I mean, but I mean, I need to protect, my job is to protect the city's interests. But my job is also to make sure I'm a good steward of the property. And so it's a balancing act. So, you know, I never want to make enemies. I just try to do what I think is the best thing to do. But if you have any concerns, please email me and I'll meet with you. I'll do whatever y'all need to do.
Well, that bulkhead over there on 16, that's an eyesore. I mean, 'cause,
No, it's bad.
I mean, you put a lot of money into the golf course.
That's
and
my
then
point.
Oh, they're looking at it like, wait a minute, what? Still
Yeah.
the same golf course?
Yeah.
You know, it's the problem you have when you have like, there's 300 acres out here. And you have, like, for example, you have those bulkheads, you have two bridges, one on 5, number 10 on El Dorado, that are gonna be super expensive. You have some erosion you gotta take care of. You got a pump station that's gonna cost $350,000, $400,000. You got a driving range that probably needs about $500,000 of improvements. And then in 3 years, you're gonna have to do the bunkers, that's gonna cost 1.3 million. And then the greens are gonna cost about 700,000. So, but I will say, and this is the last thing, I know I'm becoming a one-man filibuster, but she brought me Diet Cokes and I feel like I need to talk. But I will say, what has happened over the course of the last couple of years with so much investment into the golf courses, they were in such a dire straits of deferred maintenance that it was kind of like you're not really making a plan, you're just reacting to whatever the worst safety concern is. And now they've gotten to, we're getting close to a situation where bulkheads are a safety concern. Erosion's a problem, you gotta do that. Bridges are a problem. But, you know, greens, bunkers, you don't have to have that. You need to have bulkheads, you need to take care of erosion, you need to take care of the bridges and the safety. So, you know, you sort of go into the have to haves and need to haves type of things. Have to have, want to haves.
What is a bunker?
It's a sand trap, I'm sorry. It's where the sand is, it's called a bunker. I'm really disappointed that you live along a golf course and you don't know that.
Like a little sand pit
Yeah.
with a ball rolling.
Oh my God, see, now you just lost all credibility by calling it a sand pit.
Little tiny sand pit, you know. Well, she can understand that.
Okay, there you
You know, the one thing I did learn from this meeting,
What's that?
that I need to open up a golf course construction company.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, because they can rip you off like nobody's business.
I'm-
You'd be perfect at it.
I mean. You'll be my partner.
I know, I will be. I'll be the salesperson. Anything else? Okay, well, thank you all. I'm glad you guys came. I'm sorry it took so long to come back. Welcome home. Welcome
Yeah,
home.
yes, for sure.
Thank you, and thanks for having the Diet Coke. I'm gonna take them. Thank you very much. We'll see y'all. And I'll drop off those business cards and leave them over.
Thanks, Sergio.
Thank you.
All right, let's see, that was fun. So we got the treasurer's financial report attached to everybody's, bill.
And
You
it's
wanna
all,
go over
and
that?
it was emailed.
And, we need an approval for the minutes of October the 21st of 2025 meeting. Do we have an approval? Me.
He,
Do we have a second?
I second.
who was that? Who did that?
All right, so now we, go to the committee updates. Beautification committee, do we have anybody here from the beautification committee?
Yeah, we're with it, and
Okay,
so
you
we've
wanna
been
tell
doing
us?
little things, but we need to do more, so, and everybody's starting to clean up their yard, but we'll get after it this next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we need to get those letters out there. There's, I mean, you know, this meeting is not for everybody, but we do have some people that just, I mean, I guess they're in the weed business. They love to grow weed,
Yeah,
you know, and, it just doesn't look nice.
or let their dogs poop, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they just have no common sense. I mean, if you use your common sense, if you see weeds growing or dogs loose or, you know, people walking their dogs and then they just poop and they're not picking it up, I mean, that's just unacceptable. You
The
know,
best
just-
thing about this whole subdivision there, you send a letter, and like 3 days later, they've got it fixed, the problem. They immediately fix it.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like that?
I mean, that's a good thing.
That's a really good thing.
But anyways, ever since we got these little poop stations,
I know.
that helps tremendously. Because every Saturday they put the big trash bag full of poop on my driveway. And it looks like the poop bag is grown, so. Either the residents are cleaning up a little bit better, or we got bigger dogs pooping in our area. But, anyways, it's a good thing. It keeps everything nice and clean, smelling good, and you know, it's just a good thing for all of us. The other thing, you know, just use a little common sense. If you have like Christmas lights up from, you know, last Christmas, you may want to take them down. You know, we're starting to get into that hurricane season, and if a storm comes by, your Christmas lights are going to be 3 doors down. Okay, so put them up, store them away, and then when Christmas comes around, bring them back out, decorate, make your place look real pretty. Okay. All right, Architectural Control Committee.
Who's Pete? Where
Do
is
we have anybody here? Pete, you want to say anything? All quiet. So just a little reminder, if you're doing any kind of changes on the exterior of your house, you know, there's a form on our website. And our website is, you know, Quail Valley Patio Homes, so qbph.org. And there's a section there that's got the forms and stuff under, what's the section called?
Hub, Resident Hub.
The Resident Hub. If you click where it says Resident Hub, all the forms, everything is there, okay? So you just fill one out and turn it in, and we'll be more than happy to take a look at it and get it approved for you, okay? New business. So May, we're gonna have our pool party on May the 23rd, 2026 at 5 p.m. Okay, so I do recommend that everybody show up to the pool party. We're gonna buy a bunch of briskets, maybe 2 or 3 or something like that, I don't know. And Annette's husband's gonna cook them. What's his name?
Will.
Will, that's
He
right.
did them last year and they turned out really
Yeah,
good.
Will cooked them last year, and they turned out really good. They turned out really, really good. Normally, we were paying the Hickory in to cook them for us, but now we don't have to pay for that, okay? And then if you want to bring a side dish, please bring a side dish with you. And that's very helpful. And it's a great time because everybody gets together, everybody gets to meet each other, bring your favorite cocktail. you know, have a drink. I'm sure that we'll probably have a couple door prices and stuff like we've been doing.
Do you remember how many briskets you used this past time?
I think it was either 2 or 3. Was it 2 or 3?
Yeah. Are you talking about what we did last year?
Yeah, there were about 2 or 3 briskets that we used.
And that was adequate?
Yeah, the only thing is that beef has gone up over the the years and stuff, so it's a little bit more pricier to buy the meat. But I mean, we had enough.
Sell one of the cars and buy a brisket.
Yeah, there you go.
What did she say? So what?
She's gonna sell one of
One
the
of the golf
cars.
carts, right?
Yeah,
What time does it start?
5 o'clock. May the 23rd is on a Saturday. Yeah.
And everybody brings a dish like they did before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring a a side dish,
Dessert,
whatever you want.
Whatever you feel like. you'd
Bread
like to
pudding.
contribute.
Bread pudding, pinto beans,
Yeah.
Potato salad, lobster bisque, lobster tails, steaks, filet mignon,
Whatever works.
whatever works. All right, so Adrian's going to talk about our Facebook page.
You went right over me.
So there is a page
Oh,
going
I'm
around
sorry.
where you can,
Okay,
where you
go
guys
back.
can just point your camera there. You don't have to snap a picture. You can just point the camera, and it will take you directly to our Facebook. If we reach 100
Sorry about
followers, then we can stream this live. Which in case you are like out of town or something, you're able to watch it there, and then fast forward and all of that. So that's the whole goal with this. So we need a little bit more followers. We'll send an email with the link as well, and share it around. If you have a neighbor that couldn't make it today, so just snap a picture of that one so they can actually go to our Facebook. The objective here in the long run is to have a section on our page where we can see the meetings. If you miss the meeting, you wanna go and check what everybody said and everything. That will be very good, because that's what the city of Missouri City does. They have a hub where they can go and play the previous meetings, so that's really useful as well. Yeah.
But we really want you to attend the meetings so that way you can participate with us. Okay? Any questions on that? No? I skipped Nancy over here. Sorry, Nancy. Right after pool party, a citizen on patrols.
Has everybody heard about that? Citizens on Patrol. Trudy knows about it. But I was looking, can you hear me? No. Citizens on Patrol. So we could be trained by someone from the police department. I do not have all the details. I'm looking for someone that might be interested in doing that, because I will look into it for myself. Anybody? Nobody? Well, I don't know. They patrol the neighborhood to see if there's something going on in the neighborhood that could be reported to the police department. You don't do anything. You don't physically arrest anybody, tackle anybody, or anything. You just report something that might need to be reported to the police department.
It's kind of like a crime watch, where they put like magnets on your car,
That's
says
what
crime watch.
I call
And
it.
then you
crime
just
watch.
drive around and, people say, oh, okay.
Trudy knows.
Yes.
We did Crime Watch for years. You need a magnetic thing to put on the side of the car to state what you are.
Yeah.
You have to take classes or anything with that?
Yes, they're going to train us. They will tell us what to do. It's from a police officer will do that.
How many do they?
I don't know, but I think we should go and investigate it. Good. Thank you, Darlene.
Yeah,
You what?
you get
You'll
automatic
back us up.
weapons, live ammo. You get
Official badge.
you get 20 free sessions at the gun range.
If it's not what? Okay. Well, we might be able to set our time.
So it may be at night. 2 hours and 20, like all during the day and then at night?
No, it's
We're
just
gonna find out.
whenever, you
We
know,
don't-
whenever you can. It's just.
And you can do it any time of the night too, right?
Yeah, it's just you're just gonna drive around the neighborhood a few times and with some stuff on there, so if somebody's thinking about doing something,
It
and they
might
say,
deter
"Oh,
them.
they got a crime watch over here," you know, they're not gonna do it.
You need to include our dog walkers too, because they're better than the.
Ah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you what, our dog walkers are very observant.
Yeah. Okay, and the other thing that I want to talk about, you know, I know that we have everybody's email address and we send out emails, but I'm not sure if those emails are going to spam or, you know, they're just and they're just kind of like a clutter with the rest of the emails that you
Well,
you get. So we were thinking about going to like a text service, you know, where we can text you, and that way you can see, oh, this is what's going on. Is everybody okay with that?
I honestly don't recommend it because when I send this out, I send out an email about the reminder and I attach the agenda.
That's mighty small print on your phone.
I agree, and it's apparent everybody in this room received it, right? So we might think about that some more.
Yeah. It's just some people, they respond better to text than they do to email.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do both.
All right, so on the old business, we're going to do a follow-up on our streets. I did reach out to 3 asphalt companies, okay, and only one of them showed up. So we got a proposal from that one. So I'm going to reach out to another 2 and see if we can get 3 proposals and then decide what we're going to do with that. But just to kind of give you an idea, what they were doing is, yeah, go ahead and pass them out. So at the very entrance, past the first read, we have all those potholes down the center of it, okay? And if they come in here and they do all the milling and stuff and replace all that asphalt right there, and then they wait a couple weeks to seal it, because they said they can't seal it right away. But anyways, they're talking about charging us almost $13,000. Actually, it's $12,623, and then after taxes. Well, they're just fixing the center of it. They're not redoing the whole thing. Okay, so they're fixing the center of it, where all the potholes are, and then they're gonna come back and they're gonna put a sealer on the rest of it. You know, that's gonna make it last. It's gonna be, once they put the sealer, all of it will be black instead of black and then gray.
How long do they warranty it?
You know that? I really don't know.
And what's the sealer?
To make it last.
Then they tell us how long.
Yeah. I mean, I asked the guy, and he just kind of threw a number out there, but nobody's going to give you a written warranty, you know? But he was talking about 10 to 15 years. When was the last time that we had all that done? Was it about 15 years ago? About how long was it?
Oh, wow.
No, all that blacktop, the blacktop between the stop sign and the front. No, I don't think it was 25 years, was it? No, I think it was like 15 years, right? What do you think, Mary? About 15 years ago? Anybody been in? What do you think, Jewel?
I was gonna say, I don't think it was maybe that long, but I don't remember
It's been over 10 years.
I don't remember if that happened before. They did concrete work in the neighborhood too, and I think.
No, we're talking about just a blacktop.
No, but I'm just saying, I don't know which preceded which.
Yeah. Then the other thing that we're looking into is fixing some of the streets with concrete, you know, the patchwork and stuff like that. So we got a few estimates on that. Annette and I, what we need to do is get with the guy and kind of walk it and decide, you know, what we want fixed. Because he kind of gave us, you know, the estimate didn't really make too much sense to us. It gave us so many different prices, it's kind of hard to read exactly what he was doing and stuff, you know? And on some of that concrete that's really messed up and there's a lot of cracks here and there and all this other stuff, do we want to maybe replace a whole slab of concrete, or do we want to put blacktop on it, you know? So we have to look at both incidents, but you know, definitely down that middle part that's all potholes and stuff, that needs to be taken care of. I mean, that's horrible. Right past the stop sign by the pool.
We're going in. So,
Yeah, here, do you have one of these?
yeah, but that's not doing anything.
Okay, you see the red line in the center?
Yes.
That's what they're replacing right there.
Where is that? But if you were to go from street to street, let's say.
Okay,
How far, this is the opening, and then this, how far does that go down?
Like from
Okay.
outside of Quail Hollow, coming down towards the pool, there's a lot
It-
right in that section, right before you get to.
It's past the pool.
So now we're going past the pool?
Well, that's what this
no,
looks
no,
like.
no, no, this is coming in, on the bottom part is the entrance of the subdivision,
Okay.
okay? And then the top part over here, that's by the stop sign, I believe.
Would-
But it's not even to the stop sign.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's what I'm saying, so you're saying from Quail Hollow basically to Oakmont.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, because
the entrance,
if you see the house on the left-hand side, what's his name? George?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's his house right there on the left.
Okay, so it's just a little bit past the,
So
you said the
before
stop
his
sign.
house is where before George's house, when you're coming in, there's a section there that has.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at his house right here, this is George's house. And then this is the entrance over here, okay? But this is not up to the entrance, this is up to that, right past the street where,
Okay, and then
Nick's house is.
what about when you go down past the pool? And let's say at side of Charlotte's house, is that big ditch?
Okay, that's not blacktop, all that's concrete.
Okay. got
So that's gonna be a different, vendor.
And then okay, so then and then you come down even further, right before you get to Broadmoor, there's that patch that they did repair some years ago.
Yeah.
There's a big hole.
Yeah, we looked at all that. We're gonna get an accurate,
Wouldn't it, this is just a suggestion, wouldn't it be better to have every bit of information before it's sent to us? Instead of saying you're not sure and.
no, we're talking about that we're getting bids
Right.
to do all of this
But
stuff.
you were just saying that in the bid that, so you weren't talking about what you just got then.
This is an asphalt company.
Oh, that's okay.
So we need 2 more bids from different asphalt companies. So what we're saying is we only got one,
Okay.
okay?
What you're saying too, it's not that easy just to go get 3 bids.
No,
It's
because see,
not.
the deal is that when you're an HOA, they know that you're not gonna do the job right away. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of them don't even come out,
Right.
okay? Because they know this might be a year or 2 years down the road. You know, I mean, if it's too much money, let's say it costs $150,000, we don't have that in the budget.
Right.
You know, we're gonna have to vote on it, do an assessment and everything else, and then, and see if we're gonna do it or not. So it takes time. So these concrete companies and these asphalt companies, when you call them out, try to get them out here. They don't show up. Cause they, huh?
We're not a priority.
No, because they know this is further down the road now. If they're bored doing nothing, you know, watching cartoons at home or whatever, and the wife tells them, "Hey man, get to work," you know, and then they might show up.
Was
But
there, this is also having to do with the streets, because did Nick ever find out any of the information he was gonna look into with the city to find out where our taxes?
they're not going
were,
to do it.
Find out, so we haven't, we got no information back, is what you're saying?
No, they're not
Nick
going to do
didn't
it.
get any information?
Everybody says no. Everybody said no. If you can get the mayor to do it, do it. If you can get the city manager to do it, do it.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Nick got no information.
No
for us.
information. No, nobody wants to get involved. It costs millions of dollars.
Alex.
Yeah.
I was bored 15 years ago and we tried into.
Yeah. Nobody wants to, you know, they don't want to.
They don't want to be
So
responsible.
he couldn't get any answers, because I remember the question or something along the lines.
He
that
could,
John, it was asking was, it had to do with our tax money.
He
that we
could
pay
not
the
get
city.
anybody to do anything.
He couldn't get anybody to give him answers.
Nothing.
Or even on
This
Kingsford
was
Street.
this
in
was
that
a
corner,
mistake that they
just
made when they
patch it
built
up.
the subdivision to make it private roads. I would have never done that, but they did. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. Because we all pay the same amount of taxes, whether if we're on a private road or we're on a public road, we pay the same amount of taxes.
Right, and that's what Nick was gonna look into to see why we don't have it anything along those lines, because we do pay taxes.
Listen, you're more than welcome to talk to Nick. I mean, I would love to see the city get involved and that we don't have to have the burden of this expense.
It'd simply be a terrible debt for them. We
Yeah.
have nothing to offer them.
There's no
And
return.
they're not gonna take us knowing what they have to pay to bring us up to code.
I wish they would.
Although they own all the buildings, so they can do it.
I mean, they got our money, they got our tax dollars. I mean, we paid our taxes. We paid our property taxes. We pay the sales tax. We pay just the same amount of taxes just like everybody else does. But they don't fix our street. They'll fix his street.
And even our street
You know,
belongs
but-
to the city and it's just patched up. It's not fully.
It's
So
not doing well.
even if you do that, it
Yeah.
doesn't last long. So I'll just keep it going for a moment.
Alex, is the property value gonna go down because of the streets, the way they look?
No, as the property value has been going up and up. I haven't seen any. Has your property taxes gone down? A little bit?
So is the value of our house.
Yeah, well,
So Alex, how much it would cost to do the whole neighborhood?
to do the whole neighborhood,
All the streets?
do you want concrete or do you want asphalt?
Whatever, as long as it's not patched all over, it looks so, the neighborhood just looks so cheap.
I mean, I have to look into it, but you're probably talking about a couple $1 million.
Couple million?
Yeah. I mean, I have to look into it, but it's not cheap. I mean, to have everything torn out and redone.
Well, maybe it's time for us to sell it before it goes down. A lot of people are saying it's gonna go down.
Well, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we just don't have it in our budget, so we're gonna have to get some bids and we're gonna have to vote on it. I mean, it's gonna have to get fixed, but we have to see how we're gonna fix it. But anyway, so that's what we're gonna be working on for the next meeting. Hopefully, we'll get some bids, and then we'll decide what we want to do. We'll have some options, and then we'll start voting on it, so we can go ahead and get this stuff handled.
Concrete areas, like I'll give you an example down, like say, towards Broadwalk. Those areas are not gonna be looked into now. You first want to do the asphalt, and then look into the concrete pieces.
Well, I don't know. What do you guys want? The concrete first or the asphalt first?
The asphalt, because it's cheaper, we get more of it.
Well, with
Well, everybody drives through that section,
But everybody,
unless you live in the front of the neighborhood.
He's giving you an idea of what we can do, what we can afford to do now,
Mhm.
okay?
although we still don't have a price, so we don't know what
And
we're
probably
gonna
next year they could be selling.
Well, we got one bid. I mean, I don't know if somebody's cheaper out there or not. Nobody's shown up. I got a couple other companies I'm gonna call.
What about that, I'm gonna talk about that concrete area, there's two concrete areas. The one near Charlotte's and the one coming down, let's say, where Mary lives. Like after Kay's house, there's Mary's house. And then right before you get to the corner, there's that slab that was fixed, not, I don't remember how many years ago, with concrete. But there's a corner of it that's missing. And it's, if somebody goes over it the wrong way, they're gonna pop that tire.
You know about Keysbrook and
It
Cypress
could
Cypress
probably
Point?
be just filled in, not necessarily that whole piece has to be, and the same with that other hole. It's, you know, it could probably just be
Yeah.
filled in with some concrete.
You're talking about Kingsbrook and Cypress Point? Where that
No,
corner is?
no,
Well,
no.
I mean-
Who you
She's
talking
still
about?
in section one.
Oh,
When you're dealing with concrete, you can't just put concrete on top of concrete. You gotta dig it out. And then
You
you,
can't just fill in the holes, what you're saying.
no, it doesn't work that way. No.
right.
You can put asphalt on
That's what
top
you
of
think
there,
you
but then
asphalt.
later on, you know, you're gonna have another pothole. So the problem is these trash trucks that run up and down our streets are very heavy. So the problems are not the cars, the trash trucks. You know, those things, they break the curbs. You know, they make the potholes. Because they're heavy. There's a lot of weight in those trash trucks, you know. It's not the UPS truck, it's not the FedEx truck or
Amazon.
the Amazon. No, it's those big old, you know, they compress all that trash and all that weight, you know, then they're just heavy. You know. It's not the fire trucks. The fire trucks don't even ride down our streets. Or once in a blue moon. You know, but twice
Once a week.
twice a week. And now we got 3 trash trucks. Because now we have recycle day on Saturday at 7 in the morning. And then the regular trash truck comes around what, 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock? Okay. And then Wednesday they come around 10 or 11 o'clock. So, I mean, the obvious part right now, it looks like it's the asphalt in the front. Eventually we want to get all the streets fixed. Okay. That's what our goal is just, you know, finding the budget for it. Okay. Any questions? I mean, we're just gonna, if you know of an asphalt company or a paving company that was willing to give us a deal, reach out to me and I'll call them up and we'll get some estimates. Okay? So we talked about the streets, so we got questions and concerns, open forum. I guess we already did that, huh? Huh? Any other questions? No other questions? Okay, do we call for adjournment?
What? Anybody?
Anybody
Lynn?
want to adjourn the meeting?
Lynn?
Jewel? Okay, our next meeting is gonna be on July the 21st of 2026, and it's gonna be up here. Okay, maybe not in this room, maybe on the smaller room, I'm not sure, but it's gonna be upstairs, okay? So we'll see you guys at the pool party, and we'll see you guys at the next meeting,
Okay.
okay? Hey, thank you for attending.
All right.
Come here. Did you bring your checkbook? I'm taking donations for the streets.